I stand here as a representative of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who is a very proud, committed, strong friend of Africa. And this is something he has done from the very beginning of his tenure. He realized one thing: the world is becoming more and more complex. The time where the UN was the sole actor on the ground was over. He realized that both the AU and the UN actually needed one another. And he entered immediately into an enhanced partnership in peace and security with his counterpart, Chairperson Moussa Faki. So we come to this engagement with a clear understanding that times have changed, that the AU is in the lead, and that our role as partners, as far as the UN is concerned, is a supportive role. So we come to this with a lot of modesty, having been in the business maybe longer than the 20 years that we are celebrating. But when you look at the challenges that our world is facing today, and when you look at the Security Council, some of the members here have served in the Security Council, we cannot say that because the Security Council is older, that we do have a much more peaceful and stable world today. On the contrary, we have a very much polarized world where we need more network multilateralism more than ever before. And therefore, as we come to this, we do appreciate everything that the PSC has done over the past. Of course, we are a bit, the speeches we listened to this morning, particularly from the chairperson, are indeed very sobering, because you need indeed to engage in some kind of truth-telling if you want to change the reality. Now, my dear brother, those who have been working, spending time into the theory of change know a few things. And I do recall that you need at least to have a very clear vision of what we want. And you need to have the policies that would backstop your vision. And then you will need to put in place mechanisms, structures that will make sure that your vision is matched by some clear action. And as you do it, you want also to make sure that you have the resources enough to carry on your vision and to implement your agenda. Now, looking at where the continent stands today, and the PSC in particular, let's be honest. The member states, the African leaders over the years have really elaborated, they have articulated one of the most forward-looking visions in peace and security in the world. This is the only region where, which is where the vision is underpinned by a clear understanding of the solidarities that really bring all its members together. And against this backdrop, this is where then we may be asking a bit more from the continent, because under the twin principles of non-interference, but also non-interference, there is a huge room for really engaging with one another in a way that would allow it for this PSC to put a primacy on prevention. And I think this is where prevention must be, because resources is always a challenge, but prevention in a spirit of regional integration and solidarity, understanding that what happens at home will have an impact, and sadly, we see it, catastrophic impact on your neighbors as well. Just look at Sudan these days. Then you understand there is no way you could be putting ahead sovereignty claims that would defeat the whole purpose of the prevention agenda. And this is maybe some of the thought that the chairperson left with us this morning, and where I do believe that the AU PSC has a comparative advantage. It has legitimacy that is absolutely unparalleled. And therefore, in the spirit of, I would say, sisterhood and brotherhood, there is no way one single African leader would be having troubles at home, and by the way, prevention starts at home, without relying on the amazing network of solidarity and friendship and the panel of the wise, all the tools that are in place, to make sure that we may be lacking resources, but we cannot afford any longer to be a basket case for the rest of the world and the UN Security Council. So, my dear brother Sergio, I can simply tell you that I see the future in what we're doing today. And in his policy brief, as you know it very well, the new agenda for peace, the Secretary General himself very clearly put it in clear words that the future of peace and security will lie more and more with regional organizations. And that's why he has himself invested so much in his partnership with the African Union. That's why you heard it. You heard him on many occasions. He was the strongest and still the strongest advocate for the financing of peace support operations led by the African Union, mandated by the PSC, and backed by the Security Council. This is the vision of the SG that we here, and I share this, I think, commitment with my brother Juan, having just left one peacekeeping mission in Mali. This is where the SG is absolutely adamant. Peacekeeping, the way we have known it before, is no longer everywhere fit for purpose. Therefore, let us back what the AU is doing. They're ready to go for peace enforcement. The 2719 is a tremendous revolutionary resolution that the Council has just adopted. And we are now in a business of unpacking it, and hopefully it will become the new tool that will make the PSC more effective. And let me put it this way. When the PSC is effective, it's actually the Security Council itself that is strengthening its own hand, because what the PSC is doing is really for the benefit of the international community and for global peace and security. My dear brother, I will leave it there. I'm not sure whether I have really answered all your questions, but yes, we're coming into this partnership with, in a humble manner, looking forward to an effective partnership that will be based on mutual respect, solidarity, and of course, friendship. So with this, I yield, but you can count on the UN to backstop your efforts.